If someone told you that a fat samurai saved the Dragon Ball universe, would you actually believe it? And most importantly, would you believe it if it were uploaded on April 1st? Well, my friends, this ain't no joke. And joining us in today's video is Blackenfist, as we will cover the 4 times that Yajirobe saved the Dragon Ball universe.
Hello there, beautiful friends, I'm Blackenfist, and I'm glad to discuss the character of Yajirobe because, quite frankly, there aren't too many opportunities to talk about him. In one of our first Yajirobe moments, Yajirobe assisting Goku against King Piccolo. Goku had a very abrupt introduction to King Piccolo through one of his quote-unquote children, Tambourine, who was sent over to kill martial artists, and unfortunately, Krillin was on his hit list. Goku now knew that there was a great evil in the world that he had to stop, so he searches on, trying to figure out how he can beat Krillin's killer, and ultimately, the big bad King Piccolo. In his travels, he runs into a very particularly overweight swordsman, and also another one of quote-unquote Piccolo's children, this one being Cymbal. This time, however, Goku really didn't need to raise his hand because Yajirobe quickly demonstrates what kind of power he possesses by quickly and without too much trouble taking down Cymbal. Goku eventually does avenge Krillin by hunting down Tambourine and finishing the job, but eventually the big boss man himself, King Piccolo, confronts Goku, and in their first confrontation, although Goku definitely, put up a valiant effort, he was ultimately unsuccessful, and King Piccolo, as far as he knew, left him for dead. Once the battle was over, Yajirobe did assist Goku in his time of need. And the way he did this was he took Goku to Korin's tower. Because Goku was injured, he couldn't really climb the tower himself, so Yajirobe took Goku on his back and climbed the tower that way. Now you have to understand that this is an incredible feat that very few people in the Dragon Ball world ever did. So for Yajirobe to have done this feat, and with someone on his back, definitely speaks volumes of how important and how strong Yajirobe really is. But it's not just Yajirobe doing this impressive feat of strength, because Goku going up to Korin's tower was vital in him defeating King Piccolo, because while he was up there, he was able to obtain the Super Holy Water. Obtaining the Super Holy Water was vital in the defeat of King Piccolo, because it unlocked deep recesses of power and energy that Goku had never had before. And of course, Goku would have never been able to have obtained the water without Yajirobe's help. And because of the help that Goku received, Goku was able to eventually defeat the biggest foe that he ever faced off with.
But our first moment segues us perfectly into our second moment, where Yajirobe saves Goku once again. Now, as you guys remember, right after Goku killed King Piccolo, he was falling headfirst from the sky and was about to die from a deadly fall. And Tien was terrified as to what was going to happen to Goku because he knew that he couldn't save him. So what does good old Yajirobe do? Well, he gets in his car and goes to the exact point of where Goku was going to fall right before he hits the ground and makes impact. And after this, Yajirobe brings the injured Goku to Korin's tower once again. But because Yajirobe brought Goku to Korin's tower and also gave Goku the opportunity to meet Kami and Mr. Popo, he eliminated a lot of potential issues that would have plagued the Dragon Ball universe. To start off, if Goku's dead, no one would have been able to fight Piccolo Jr. years later. And with Goku being dead, unless Kami commits suicide, Piccolo Jr. would have taken over Earth without any opposition. But Piccolo taking over the Earth actually isn't the biggest problem. Our biggest issue would be the fact that the Dragon Balls would be deactivated. Remember, King Piccolo killed Shenron, and by doing this he turned the Dragon Balls into stone. And Kami, knowing the negative effects of having the Dragon Balls on planet Earth, was planning on not ever reactivating the Dragon Balls again. And it was only after meeting Goku that Kami changed his mind and gave humanity another chance with the Dragon Balls. And by reactivating the Dragon Balls, this also led to Goku's dead friends being resurrected with Roshi, Chaozu, and Krillin. So by Yajirobe saving Goku's life, he helped Goku get strong enough to fight against Piccolo Jr. revived Earth's heroes back to life, and also kept the Dragon Balls active for future use. So this is just another way that Yajirobe saved the Dragon Ball universe.
Moving on to number 3, cutting off Vegeta's tail. Now this is no doubt Yajirobe's most famous moment. Goku had just come off using the Kaioken ×4, which gave him the slight edge in the beam struggle against Vegeta. But, of course, the transformation completely put the odds over to Vegeta's favor. It was at this point that Gohan and Krillin intervened in the fight, saving Goku's life. This still put the edge over to Vegeta because the overwhelming power of the Ozaru transformation was too great, and the only thing that the heroes could do was try to cut his tail off. Something that Krillin knew because of his experience with this transformation, mainly with Goku. So Krillin attempted to try to cut Vegeta's tail, but unfortunately it was telegraphed far too much, and Vegeta easily dodged it. However, he was unaware of the coward in the mist, and that is the one factor that Vegeta did not take into consideration because, just like that, Yajirobe springs out from out of nowhere, overcoming his cowardness, and cuts Vegeta's tail off. And just like that, Vegeta returns to his normal state, and it seems all even now. Of course, Yajirobe quickly runs into the shadows before anyone notices, but he did the job. In Vegeta's extremely weakened state after the Spirit Bomb, he is trying to finish off Gohan, Krillin, and Goku. Unfortunately, he's having a bit of a struggle with it. That is when Vegeta discovers that Gohan has had his tail regrown, which is definitely not something that's good for him. That is where, once again, at the very perfect opportune time, Yajirobe comes out of the woodwork and slices Vegeta right in the back with his sword. This time causing some real damage and pain that you can definitely see expressed on Vegeta's face. This doesn't take Vegeta out of the fight, it just causes him to take his attention to Yajirobe. Now, although Yajirobe wasn't that useful in terms of fighting Vegeta, he did prove very useful in at least distracting Vegeta while Gohan had time to transform into the Ozaru transformation, preventing Vegeta from cutting off his tail. I think it's pretty clear that without Yajirobe, this fight would have been lost. Of course, that didn't happen because our hero Yajirobe prevented that outcome.
But for our final moment of this video, it is none other than Yajirobe's bravery in the future timeline. Now, as you guys would remember, Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta all got themselves in a pinch in the future timeline. Goku and Trunks had just lost to Goku Black and Zamasu, and Vegeta was already knocked out earlier. And while Goku Black and Zamasu were about to deliver the final blow, Vegeta wakes up, and with whatever small amount of energy he has left, he fires an energy blast to distract them. It is at this point where Yajirobe swoops in and carries Goku and Trunks to safety. After this, Mai does the same with some assistance from her squad of soldiers and saves Vegeta's life in addition to Goku and Trunks's. And it is at this point that Yajirobe and Mai have paved the way to not only save the lives of these three Saiyans, but to send them back to the past and give them an opportunity to come back and save the future again. Now, I know what many of you guys are thinking. This ultimately didn't really save anybody because the future timeline eventually got erased by Zeno. But when you factor in that Goku and Vegeta could have potentially have gotten killed in another timeline, that would have created a lot of problems in bringing them back to life because they would have to revive heroes that died in another timeline back to the present timeline. And as we already know, Beerus already had many issues with our heroes violating the laws of time travel in the first place, so it is at this moment that Yajirobe's bravery allowed Goku to live another day. And as far as Trunks is concerned, because he survived and created another timeline later on, that also gives the future timeline another shot at victory, with Trunks being able to defend it, albeit in another universe. So it is with Yajirobe's bravery that our heroes were able to live and fight another day. And if you enjoyed this video, you're definitely going to want to check out how Krillin saved the Dragon Ball universe. And if you want to hear more videos from me and Black and Fist, you're definitely going to want to check out Master Roshi's funniest moments, or why the Supreme Kai is the worst character in Dragon Ball. And until next time, stay cool and stay safe, my friends.